Greetings! Today we are working on Cengage MindTap Project 1A Word Module 9, creating a reference document. The first thing you need to do is click Download All, which gives you the instructions, the start file, and the support file. In Word, these will most likely open all of these, but you can just close the support file and leave it in your Downloads folder. You do not need it open. All right, let's get those files ready. Okay, so you can see that we have our working file here. Remember, so if you recall, if you've watched any of my other tutorials, that I always have the instructions open on another page. So this is where two monitors becomes helpful. So if you're looking at the instructions, the Getting Started says save the file, and it names the SCWD365 2021 9A. It has your name and then _1. But you're going to go File, Save As, and replace that _1 with the 2. If there's one mistake that students make is that they forget and they do not change that to 2. So I actually have that file here already. I'm going to click Save. It is going to say, do you want to replace? And I said yes. You will not have that problem if you've already been working on this. It mentions in the instructions in the Getting Started that you'll need that support file. It is fine in downloads as long as you know where it's at when we need it, because we use it pretty early in the project. So we also check to make sure that your first and last name is in the footer. So now we are ready to go into the project. So the first project step states you are an associate consultant at Furman & Brandt, a consulting firm in Baltimore, Maryland. Your manager, Megan Greenberg, has started a report on the airline industry for a new client. She has already created some content and wants you to complete the report. So we need to switch to Outline View and then insert a subdocument as follows to include the text Megan has already written. So we're going to go to View, and we are going to switch to Outline View. Okay, now it says with the Step 1A, okay, so that's where I'm reading from, with the insertion point on the section break above the Table of Figures heading. Okay, so you're going to put your cursor right there. If you can see that my cursor's right there. And then the next thing we need to do is go up here, and it says show the entire document. So you're going to click Show Document. And that's going to be important because in a minute we're going to do a couple other things here. So now we're going to insert the document, our support document. Okay. So we're going to click Insert, and we need to go to our Downloads folder because that's where the support file is, right there. And you're going to click Support, and you're going to click Open. So that's what we just did. That was actually 1B. Insert the document, support, blah, 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 to incorporate Megan's document. Okay. Now, 1C says select the subdocument and then unlink it so that the subdocument becomes a permanent part of the master document. Okay. So you need to be in the subdocument here. So we need to make sure we're in the subdocument, which background starts that subdocument area. You're going to click Unlink. So now it doesn't seem like it did much, but basically it blends that subdocument into the master document. So step 1D is to close the outline view. We don't need the outline view anymore because we've done what we wanted to do. So on page 2, we're on step 2, and it says on page 2, find the sentence, this dissatisfaction is reflected in a 5-year decline in passenger yield. Okay, so that's like right here in the middle, this dissatisfaction, okay? And then insert the following endnote after the period. So make sure you click after the period. You see my cursors right after the period. And then we have to insert an endnote. So we're going to go to References, Insert Endnote, and that automatically adds an endnote and takes us to the end of the document. And we are going to type in passenger yield. Please make sure you type it correctly. If there is either even one letter or space wrong, it will be marked wrong when you submit for grading. Okay, so that's all we had to do was add that endnote. Now, we need to go back to page 2, to the bulleted list, personal experiences. In the bulleted paragraph beginning personal experiences, select the text euro symbol and replace it with the euro sign. So right here is euro symbol. Okay. Then we have to go to insert, and we go to symbol, and the euro sign should be the first one in your symbols. Okay. Unless you've been using symbols for something else. So it should be there right off the bat. And you see when my mouse is over it, it says euro sign. Okay. So it replaced, you can see it replaced that right there. Okay, now we have to go to page 4. We need to add a caption to the picture of the Lufthansa website so that the caption is displayed as follows. Okay, so we're going to go down here to the Lufthansa site, picture format. My apologies, it's not picture format, it is references. We're going to go to references and click insert caption. Okay. So, add a caption that is displayed as follows. Figure 3, some airlines use chatbots. Now, note on your instructions, oh, okay, that's good. So we're good there. Figure 3, it's in there. We're all set to go. Above the Lufthansa picture in the last sentence on page 3, so we're going to go last sentence, page 3. Select the placeholder text, insert cross-reference. So we've got to, again, highlight those and replace it with a cross-reference to figure 3 that displays only the figure, label, and number. Okay, so right here, it says cross-reference. Okay, so this is all part of the captions thing. So we're going to cross-reference, and we're going to click on figure. We do not want the entire caption. We only want the label and the number. And make sure you pick 3. Okay, because otherwise it's going to pick 1 and it'll be incorrect. And then you click insert and close. For some reason, it doesn't have a space there, so just put a space back in there if you need it afterwards. All right, so that finishes off step 5. We are going to go on to step 6 now. On page 4, at the end of the first sentence in the Integrated Travel Services section. So we're going to integrated travel services, the end of the first sentence, mark travel industry right here. Whoops. We need to mark that as an index entry. All right. Okay. Whoops. I lost. There we go. Travel industry, and we're going to mark the entry. So all you got to do is click on this. And then there's nothing they want you to change here, so you just click mark. And then you close. All right, so that completes step 6. Let's go to step 7. We're just moving right along here. Create a link between the Innovations in Aircraft text box on page 4 and the blank text box on page 5 so that the text can continue from page to page as necessary. So you see this Innovations in Aircraft and you see this box is empty. Okay, so we want to click these two, and when we click them, you're going to see that the text just flows right into the next box. Okay? Okay, so to do this, we're going to click in this box. There we go. And you're going to click Format. And then you're going to go here to the text section and click Create a Link. And notice now we have this picture icon, okay? So we're going to go to the second, and notice how the picture sort of pours, okay? So it's showing that it's going to flow from one box to the other. And you're just going to click, and there you go. You can see the text popped right in. All right, we are going right on to step 8. On page 5, insert a page break before the Coming Soon Airport Trends heading. Okay. Okay. And inserting a page break should be easy at this point. So there you go. Then we're going to go up to page 2, and so step 9 now. On page 2, insert a hyperlink from the text Trends in the sentence after figure 1 to the heading Coming Soon Airport Trends. Now, the key here is that this is marked as a header. Okay, so if we look here, styles, it's marked as a heading 1. All right, so let's get back up to 2. Let's see, where's that at? Hyperlink from the text Trends in the sentence after figure 1. Trend. Okay, here we go. Trends in the sentence after figure 1. It's right here. Whoops, we just want trends. We do not want the word and. Okay. So, to do that, we're going to, oh shoot, I lost my, there we go. Click Insert, and then we need to click Link, and then we're going to say Place in this document, okay? And this is where we're going to just click on Coming Soon Airport Trends, and you're going to click OK. And that's it. It's done. All right. We are on to step 10. Insert breaks as follows to prepare for adding a table of contents to the document. So 10A says, position the insertion point to the left of the background heading on page 2. So we're going to click right there. You can see the cursor is right in front of the B in the word background. And then insert a page break to add a new blank page for the table of contents. So we're going to actually click blank page, which will automatically add that page break. With the insertion point still positioned to the left of the background heading, Okay, you can see the cursor is still there. Okay. Insert a continuous section break to keep the table of contents in a separate section. Okay. So what we're going to do is we've got the cursor where we want it. We are going to click Layout. Come on, Layout. There we go. And then right here on Breaks, we are going to click Continuous. Okay. So that finishes off step 10. We are now on step 11. Position the insertion point before the page break on the new page you just added. Okay, so basically they want it right here. Okay. And then insert a table of contents using the automatic table 2. So we're going to insert, and it seems like I'm always looking around for table of contents. Insert, and it's because I went to insert again instead of references. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Table of contents, and they want us to do automatic table 2. And that's all there was to step 11. So now on 12, step 12, they want us to go to page 3. It's the page beginning with the background heading. And insert a header as follows. Insert the slice 1 header. So we're going to click here. And this one we do go insert, and we go header, and you're going to have to scroll down a little bit for slice 1. Okay? Break the link to the previous section. So you can see right here that link to previous is grayed, which means it's on. Okay, we need to break that. So we're going to click it. So now it's broken the link to the previous section. So we need to go to the previous section and remove the header. So we're going to go up here to this. We don't want a header on our table of contents page. Okay. So what we want to do is, so make sure you're clicked in the header, and then you're going to go to header, and you're actually going to go down to the bottom here and click remove header. Okay, so that's all there is to removing the header on a specific page when it's been unlinked. Then you just close the header and footer. Okay, so it's visible, but it's not open for editing. All right, so we are on step 13. So we are going to go at the bottom of page 7, delete the next page section break to remove an extra section from the document. So we're going to go down here a ways. Okay, so it's right here. Whoops. Okay, so just basically all you're going to do is put your cursor in front of it and hit delete. Okay, that's all there is for that one. So now we're on step 14. On page 8, insert a new blank paragraph after the table of figures heading. Okay, so basically if you just put your cursor at the end of figures and hit return, you've got a new paragraph. Okay. And then we're going to insert a table of figures using the default format to list the figures in the document. So right here, references, insert table of figures. And they're saying use the default settings. So basically how it pops up is how you're going to install it. You don't need to change anything. And it popped all the figures in there for you. Okay, now we are on step 15. On page 9, insert a new blank paragraph after the index heading. Okay, and then insert an index using the default format. Okay, so insert index is right here. We're still in the references tab. insert index. And what did they say? Default. Okay, again, using the default format, we don't need to change anything here. So we're just going to click that and we have an index. All right. Now, we need to add an entry to the index to include a missing subtopic. So we've got to go up to the parking shuttles section. Here we go. Parking shuttles. And then mark an index entry that uses technology at the end of the last sentence in the parking shuttles. Okay, so right here at the end of the sentence, mark an index entry that uses technology as the main entry and parking as the sub-entry. Just click mark and then you click close. But then you need to make sure that we go down to index and click in your index and click update. So now that technology and parking is in there. Okay. Hide the index codes and other formatting marks and then update the index to include the new entry. Okay, so basically we're going to go to the home tab and in the paragraph section here, the paragraph, okay, you're going to click that and notice all the paragraph markings and whatnot are gone now. Okay, here, they're on here, they're off here. Okay, that's what they're telling you to do. If you're clicking that and they're not going away, they do give you extra instructions in the instructions guide of how you can take care of that. But for most of you, that should work fine. So now we need to change, final step, step 17, change the document margins to apply a 1/2 inch gutter to the whole document to prepare for binding the document. So layout, margins, custom, and we need a 1/2 inch gutter. And, left stays the same. Down here at the bottom where it says apply to, we need to say whole document and click OK. All right, make sure that you save. Okay. So that should be saved now. Remember, you need to close the document before you submit it. And go ahead and submit it. And then take a look at your graded summary report. Once you go ahead and submit it, and then you'll have your graded summary report, which tells you your grade and what you got wrong. If you do not know how to fix something that you got wrong in your graded summary report, open the study guide. It will give you specific guidance on how to fix that. And remember, you have up to 3 attempts because the goal is not to get 100%. Yes, it's great to get 100%, but the goal is to learn the skills. Okay, so that's why I let you keep working on it and do 3 attempts. Okay, because I want you to learn these skills to be able to use them in your professional life. Thank you very much for listening. If you are watching this off of my YouTube channel, please feel free to subscribe, as I will be posting more tutorials in the future on Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and maybe some Access as well. If you have any questions and you are in my class, feel free to contact me. If you are watching from my YouTube channel, please feel free to comment on the video. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.